Looking sharp, mate. You have a haircut?
Certainly have, Terry. But you know who hasn't had a haircut?
Woody. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by the good people at Top Sport. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Dan, regular season's done and dusted.
We're down to 8.
The Great 8, the Elite 8, the Best 8.
The 8 in the rest.
Is there a team that you felt should have been in there that didn't make it?
No.
The Broncos.
No. Especially the Broncos.
Especially
now
the
look, the table does not lie, Terry.
The table doesn't lie. I thoroughly enjoyed this regular season.
It was good.
It always makes it very interesting sitting here. It makes it more fun after a certain team wins. I don't know which team that is.
Just a team.
Yeah, just a team.
Randomly.
Speaking of wins, though, one team that isn't winning, the St George Illawarra Dragons, they make their recruitment so public.
They do.
They tried to pressure Adam Fanua-Blake into getting a response. He went to Cronulla. They did a medical for Daniel Saifidi during bye week, and then he looked like he was going to the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins can't get him. They publicly chased Regan Campbell-Gillard, said, yeah, we're in for him, we really want him.
Yep.
And now Regan Campbell-Gillard has come out and said that he is not joining St George.
Specifically. Didn't say, I'm still looking. He said, I'm just not going to the Dragons. Talks are he wanted 3 years and they were only offering 2. If you're in a position like the Dragons, you just give him the 3rd year and deal with it in 2 years because he's a massive upgrade on anything they have currently.
Yeah, I mean, when your options are Blake Laurie or Regan Campbell-Gillard, you just find that 3rd year.
I don't get this one.
Yeah.
I thought the Dragons' recruitment has been okay to this point.
Look, it's probably been the best because not a lot of teams have been out there recruiting.
True. They signed some big names. Like Damien Cook is a handy player.
Valentine Holmes is a very good player.
That's a great pickup. But like, okay, cool. You got an aging hooker and a centre who's interested every 2 weeks. No good if you haven't got anyone that can go forward. You know who goes forward? A rep forward. And he came out and said, nah.
Yeah, look, if the 3rd year is the turning point, the sticking point for this doesn't sound very Shane Flanagan-esque because he's usually the one who picks up the scraps and says, if you want the 3rd, we'll give you the 3rd plus an option.
Yeah, you can have 4.
So I think
just get it done.
Maybe the recruitment team has
made a whoopsie.
Yeah, has cut Flanagan out of the picture here.
So he might be going to Brisbane.
Oh, but yeah, look, that's a decent pickup. I did see, and there's another point on here. I did see that the Broncos were linked with Christian Welch.
Yeah.
And I must say that if I had to pick one for the Broncos, it's not Welch.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's definitely Regan Campbell-Gillard I'd be picking up.
100%.
He's the perfect partner for Payne Haas.
Yeah, big boy, lots of, and he's just come off a really, really, really good game. So,
and a good year.
Dragons.
He had a good year. Very, very good year. Stupid from the Dragons, but you don't expect your little brother to make good decisions. Nope. Speaking of not making good decisions.
That's exactly as I suspected.
The West Tigers have confirmed that they have signed Jack Bird on a 2-year deal.
Yep. Can I play devil's advocate here?
Please do, because I can't talk myself into this being positive.
This is a premiership winning player who has state of origin experience. Now, as long as no one Googles when that was, great signing. Unfortunately, between that happening and current day, there's been 3 ACL injuries, multiple shoulder injuries. I think he had a wrist and Achilles. He's been dropped to New South Wales Cup several times. He's been left out of everything even more times. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, this one. I did notice the Tigers come out and said he's a good player and a great person. Okay, that's fine. But you don't win premierships with good people.
I have to say, though, and let me play the devil advocate on this one, that watching the dross run around for the Tigers on the weekend, it couldn't get any worse.
It couldn't.
It couldn't get any worse than that. Now, I fully suspect that Jack Bird will come off the bench for them and play that utility, bit of lock, bit of second row, fill in if there's a backline injury. I think they've recruited really well in the backs. They've got Jarrell Skelton, they've got Sania Taruva, and it looks like they're going to get Marcelo Montoya. Now, you and I spoke about this off camera on the weekend. I actually think Montoya is a great pickup for them because he's a meter eater.
Well, he's an upgrade and he's for need, for use.
Yeah, yardage. Skelton, Montoya, Taruva, because it sounds like Taruva's going to play in the centres to start off with. That's yardage for them. You add to the fact that Bird is an experienced player. He is a good person.
Birdie's
fun
been great.
It's fun for us to rag on Jack Bird, but he's a very, very good person. Yeah. If he comes off the bench, great. If he's starting, the Tigers have learnt nothing. Yeah,
it's trouble. The guy, I don't want to bag on the Tigers because they've had enough. But that was too easy. Couldn't resist. I don't love the signing, but they've made worse.
Yeah, it's handy. That's what I'll say. It's better than what they've got.
Yep. Leave it at that.
Yeah. Now, another player who is staying put has shunned everybody who's come to him and said, no, I'm going to stay at Canberra.
Yep.
And that's Cory Horsburgh.
Big Red.
I love this.
I'm glad to hear. I was shocked.
Yeah, I was
early
very
in the year
shocked.
when he came out and said, I want out, and Ricky Stewart's like, what? This doesn't sound like he told him. Yeah. And then they went, okay, well, if you want to look around, have a look around. And the talk was he was going to the Tigers. As you said the other day, again off camera, the Daily Telegraph had him in the Tigers' side as their signings. That's how close it was. Then after this weekend, after putting the Dragons away with a kick and chase, never thought I'd say those words in that row, he's come in and said, no, I want to stay. I have to talk with Ricky and he wants me to stay. And it's a feel-good story.
Yeah, and just to let you know, like, everybody thought it was done. Royce Hunt thought it was done because they said to him, hey, the last time you and Cory Horsburgh actually were on the field together, there was the us you got binned after he ran past you and scored a try. Yeah. It made you look foolish.
Yeah, another Tiger.
How are you going to feel about playing next to him? And he said, oh, mate, he's a great bloke. I know him from my time in Canberra.
Yeah.
He's a good person. He's a good footballer. Yeah. Origin representative.
Yeah, legitimate.
That would have been a pick-up for the Tigers.
Would have been. They need big bodies, and we didn't mention Royce Hunt before, not purposely. Just don't think it's that big a signing other than physically. Horsburgh would have been the one to go, hey, there's our pack leader.
Yep.
They don't have a pack leader right now. Their supposed pack leader, I thought, in Stefano, was disgustingly bad the other night. So they're really happy to get him. But it's a shame they missed out on Big Red.
He looks like he's had his head in Melbourne for a long time.
Thing is, he'll come out and he'll be picked for Origin next year on the back of 12 brilliant weeks at prop. And everyone will be like, well, we didn't see that coming. But I'm actually a little bit happy that Big Red's staying in Canberra because it just makes sense.
It does. Now, Dan, Nostradamusly, about 4 weeks ago, I picked the Newcastle Knights to finish 8th.
You did.
They did that.
Nice.
Now, the top 4, I think is very clear-cut, head and shoulders above the bottom 4.
Yep.
Or bottom 4 of the top 8.
Or Terry.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, if you're talking about the bottom 4, although we did lose to 2 of them. Who is the side that you think is most likely from the 5th to 8 group to challenge for the premiership?
I think the best team is the Cowboys. They've just blown the Dogs away. Plus, look, Cronulla, noted finals chokers, haven't won a finals game in 36 years. You can fact check that. If Cronulla lose to Melbourne, they're most likely going to host the Cowboys, who beat us, 6-8 weeks ago. So I think their route to the final goes through the easier side. I think the Bulldogs are special in that it's a story, but I think man for man, Manly are the team that worry me the most. Now, it sounds funny because we just flogged them this weekend, but it's serious now, and they get a pretty handy fullback.
Yeah, I was going to say a fully fit Manly team can fire amongst anyone. I think they've beat Melbourne this year and they beat Penrith.
Yeah, I think they're one of 3 teams. The other being the Dragon. I can't remember the other team.
The what?
That beat both those two.
I don't think the Dragons beat Penrith, did they?
Yeah, they did. Scott has not let me forget about it.
Oh, right. Okay. Must have been an Origin affected game. Yeah. Or a pre-season game.
Doesn't
matter. Okay, look, fair enough. Kudos to them. I think Manly are the side most likely to challenge. I do like the Cowboys and they can score points in abundance.
Yeah, true.
Defensively, though, they can also leak a lot of points.
That's a very good point.
The Dogs, their defence all year has been great. The last couple of weeks, it's really let them down. And Newcastle have this uncanny ability that they can't score points, but they don't concede very many points, which is going to make it interesting to tip this game against the Cowboys later on in Top Sport when we did the big rundown. But I'm with you on this. I think Manly are the side that probably has the most talent. I think the Cowboys are also a good show. As you said, they're most likely going to beat the Knights and most likely going to play Cronulla.
Yeah. which I think is an easier route than Manly can go. But I think man for man, I wouldn't want to play Manly in a one-off.
Now, the referee appointments have come out. I haven't paid too much attention to this. I just thought it's going to be your usual suspects.
Klein.
Jared Sutton, Ashley Klein, Adam G, and whoever
the fourth is,
person is going to come up there. But you've let me know Adam G has been rested.
Yeah, well, dropped is the word that was used, or due to a lack of form, evidently. Now, don't quote me on that, but that's the story I've heard from a couple of sources. So often we talk about the referees here, especially in a positive light. I want to bring a bit of positivity for our officials who we respect so much and certainly don't write about every Tuesday about how bad they are. Mm-hmm. Adam G's the best referee by a long way. Mm-hmm. I think Ashley Klein is very good. Mm-hmm. Week to week, Ashley Klein gets a bit, the wind's going that way, that's a 6 again. Mm-hmm. That annoys me only because of what I've seen on Origin. And I do want to put an asterisk next to that. He gets the biggest games.
Yes.
Where the most things happen and most eyes are on. So anything that happens there compared to like Canberra and St George, can you name one refereeing error? No one cares. I think they're the top two and the rest I don't particularly care for. Shocked to see Adam G left off.
Yeah, especially when you have a look at... Now, I'm being biased, but the Adam G took control of the Cronulla Manly game, and I think he got all the big decisions correct. I think there was one decision at the beginning of the game where he was really, really let down by his touch judge, and that was the Lehigh Opawati try that was given a no try. Now, it was so obvious to us watching the game that it was a no try, because it looked like Will Kennedy just hit it out. Yeah. Further inspection showed that Lehigh Opawati had actually knocked it on, but his touch judge said to him, he forced it. So that's not on Adam G. Nope. Then the next big decision that came into the game was the Jesse Ramian high shot on Carl Lawton.
Yep.
Now, full disclosure, I think that was a penalty.
Yeah.
Right?
It's been a penalty all year.
It has been a penalty all year. It was chest to head. It was head contact. I thought that Adam G was going to get caught up in the moment of the big crowd and send Jesse Ramian for 10 in the bin. And he said, mitigating circumstances, blah, blah, blah. And then he warned everyone. I thought the best compliment you can give a referee is when you don't see him.
Yeah.
And I thought he was great in that game there.
He was.
Ashley Klein's been really good. And I'll give a big tip out to my boy Wyatt Raymond. I love that guy. I think he's really good as well. So who are the appointments?
Well, Sutton was the other one. And
Sutton's got the Cronulla game.
Yeah. And Ashley Klein the other. Todd Smith got a game. Which we were big fans of Todd Smith until he went out of his way to say, don't be fans.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who the fourth is, but I just know it's not
Hopefully it's Wyatt Raymond. Better not be Butler.
It's not Butler, it's the other one.
There's another one?
There is another one, and it's not Adam G. That's my issue here. It should be Adam G. He should get the big game. He should get the grand final.
Ooh, brother.
Gary.
Talk to me, Dan.
Time to talk some black, white and blue.
And a happy top 4 to you.
And a happy top 4 to you. And a fine mark. What a fantastic weekend of rugby league. Just for the record, I never cared for that women's rubbish.
No, I've never watched a women's game.
Certainly wasn't a humongous fan. Certainly wasn't there. Certainly didn't almost cry when we were 26-0 down at half time. No, look, not a happy day for the women's, but we'll talk more about them later. Much happier day for the gents.
Look, it was a really good day. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more you can say. I think the final scoreline flattered Manly, to be honest. I think 40-14 would have been perfect.
Yeah.
I think another try to us would have just really capped off the dominance that we had. But look, everything that happened in that game that you wanted to happen, happened.
Yep.
We wanted to see Blake Brayley's form continue in a big game, because this don't let anyone tell you any different. This was a big game. This had ramifications. Manly were playing for a home game. Mm-hmm. We were trying to avoid losing 113-0.
Yep.
So that way we didn't finish fifth.
Possible.
It was absolutely possible. We saw the Dragons pro-rata 225 points in 80 minutes against Parramatta. So the realms of possibility said that it could be done. And also as well, all the eyes on this game, the centre of attention of this side, the focal point, was on Nicho Hines.
It was on
Nicho Hines.
It was.
And he stood up. Now, it wasn't his best game, but it wasn't his worst game. He did everything that you could ask him to do. He controlled the game. He passed when he had to. He ran when he had to. He kicked well. And he just let Trindle take control of the team.
He didn't. I think that's his best plus.
Yeah.
Because he could have gone out there, and I thought he would go out there and overplay his hand.
Yeah.
As soon as he makes an error, oh, God, I got to make up for it. There's another error. We saw that against the Warriors a little bit, where I think he overplayed his hand in a big time. He sat back and said, all right, Trindle's the bloke. He's on fire. And Nico played really well. Some of his passes were great. That ball he put to Katoa, and Sione did get tackled into touch, but the opportunity was created thanks to a genius pass from Nico Hines. Not many players can do that.
No. Great pass. Trindle, I thought, was special again. So we wanted to see that combination click.
We did.
We wanted to see how Daniel Atkinson was going to play off the bench, and within 3.2 seconds, as Vossi said, he scored a try.
Yep, not bad.
Tremendous. Will Kennedy, we needed to see that form that he had continue. Now, he didn't score a try. There was a bit of support play there from him, but he was really good.
He was.
The bench use, I thought, was a lot better this week.
Probably the best we've seen.
No suspensions.
Yep.
Now, T. Wilton was fined $1,000 for a hip drop tackle that was not a token hip drop. So I think that's and his good record.
Clean skin. They've looked and gone, it's T. Don't worry about it.
And Jesse Ramian was put on report and literally had no case to it, so didn't even get a fine.
No, which is common sense.
Yeah. Now, as I said in the previous parts of this, that was 100% a penalty.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, attending the bin a send-off or any monetary fine or suspension would have been
overkill.
Absolutely disgraceful. Now, Jesse Ramian has been named. The only injury issue that came out of this was Tom Hazelton with a knee injury.
Yep.
We've named him in the 22 this week strategically.
Yeah, I like it. It makes him think, ooh, will he or won't he?
Well, it's not only that, but you don't want to name any players who are going to play for the Jets because then they cannot play for the Jets.
Yeah.
So we've been pretty smart in that sense that we'll drop him out and we'll drop the other guys out early. But yeah, look, I'm so happy.
Tremendous weekend. They turned up, they did what they needed to do. Third win in a row at Brookvale. They're our bunnies now. It's official. It went, as you said, it just went perfectly. It's what we wanted to see, we saw. We didn't need to go and flog them, which we did. We didn't need to go in there and show any of those crazy plays that you're saving for finals, hopefully. We didn't need them. We still flogged them. And it humbled Manly fans, which to me, personally, is the most important thing of all.
Now, that sets up a showdown in Melbourne against the Storm.
The old sparring partners.
Who are in really good form. Minor premiers, favourites for the competition.
It's fine.
Look, we've gone down there and won, and we have the pack that can really, really take advantage of them. Our backline is a lot more aggressive. They just happen to have three of the best players in the world in their spine.
All four of them are the best players in the world.
Is Pappenhausen named?
Pappenhausen
was
named.
they
lost young Falungo. I'm like, we've got a pretty handy replacement. Right, Pappenhausen.
Yeah. Okay.
As you said, the next Avenger up, please.
Yeah, so like the four of them, special.
They're geniuses.
Yeah.
Leslie Katoa, Big Nelson. Yeah. Look.
It's going to be a tough game.
Well, there's a reason we're at like 350 or something.
Yeah.
We're in it. I had people all week saying, you think we're a crack? And usually the shark in me says, nah. And don't get me wrong, I'm tipping Melbourne with some degree of certainty, but Cronulla are a shot. And we haven't been able to say that come finals time. I actually like that we're going in as underdogs because the last three finals we've hosted, we were favourites in all of them. The Cowboys game, we should have won. We just bottled that. Same with the Roosters. But we wilted under the pressure. That game against the Bunnies, Zabrach, they just flogged us. We were gone. We were dusted. We go in now. No one's expecting us to win. They go down there. Who cares if we don't win? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll care, and so will you. But, who cares? We get another shot. We beat the Cowboys. We go upset whoever, Penrith probably. Then we beat Melbourne in the rematch. Easy. We've done it before in the grand final, 2016.
I'd rather just do it the same way we did it last time.
Look, me
just
too.
Go down there and win.
If we could. We won in Canberra. Mm-hmm. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility. We had a discussion earlier. You said this has 2016 vibes. I think it's got 2018 vibes. And I
don't like how 2018 finished.
Look, me neither, but the way you clubbed me quickly has just become habit. 2018 is my second favourite year as a Sharks fan. I loved it. It was so enjoyable, mainly because of the Matt Moylan show, and it made it really easy for that agenda. But the way we got through, despite anyone thinking we were any crack, mirrors this year. We had a great half. Trindle this year was Matt Moylan then. We have a halfback who, is up and down. We know who was...
Lego Ed.
Yeah, we know who was then, and we won't discuss his name on this show anymore. But it just feels like that. Hopefully, we go one step closer, and you can nermy me in a couple of weeks. I will take that hit.
Yeah, look, either way... The expectations of the Shark in us this year, we had us outside the top four, but definitely in the top eight.
Winning a final.
I think this is actually a really, really good springboard when you're adding in one of, if not the best props in the game into your team. And especially when you have a look at couple of the teams, and I'm forward thinking, but you have a look at a couple of teams around, you're getting weaker.
Oh, well, it's always nice.
It is always nice. Look, the trip down to Melbourne, as you said, there's literally zero expectations, which puts us
Nothing to lose.
in a great spot for this. You, just for the record, for Top Sport, you will not be tipping Melbourne this week.
Okay, that's completely
Perfect.
fine.
Now, Jersey Flegg, the sensational run continues. Got into the finals on the scrape of our teeth.
Yep, last game.
Played the Newcastle Knights at Leica, up 16-0 at half-time, 22-6 full-time.
Put them away.
Eliminating the Knights.
Yep, Gornsky's.
I think we're taking on the Panthers
We're
this
taking
week.
on the Panthers, who've beaten us twice this year, but this wasn't the same team. So
Nope.
I'm hopeful. Leichhardt Oval, 3 p.m. New South
on
Wales
Sunday.
Rugby League, something, I don't know. On the TV channel, whatever
Yeah.
it is. Follow my Twitter.
Now,
It's
I was almost ruled out of this. However, my Sunday has just opened up for a delicious trip to Leichhardt Oval.
It's a shame it's at Leichhardt.
I will be picking you up at 1:30 on Sunday,
Beautiful.
and we will be heading out there,
Cheer on the boys.
cheering on the boys.
And following that game,
Following that game, New South Wales Cup defeated the Canberra Raiders. Not only did they defeat, they embarrassed
they
the
clobbered.
high-scoring, free-flowing football from the Canberra Raiders.
They did. Took them apart, ran through them like a hot knife through butter. It was beautiful to watch, actually. It really, really was. And those that asked, Braden Hamlin-Ueli played quite well. So
Yeah,
did
he
Huge
did.
Tooks. They set the scene early. Ueli did score a try where he literally fell on the ball, which was whatever. Right
Which is
place,
great.
right time. Brilliant stuff. They will start favourites this week,
Yeah.
which worries me, being...
I'm fielding a lot of questions about Braden Hamlin-Ueli and why he's in New South Wales Cup. And let me just say this, because Royce Hunt's left and, we re-signed Hamlin-Ueli, whatever. Don't worry about Royce Hunt leaving next year, and Braden Hamlin-Ueli still being there. Hamlin-Ueli is not fit.
Yep.
He's not fit enough for NRL. He's not injured. The only way he's going to get better is to go and get the minutes in his legs in New South Wales Cup, so that if there is an injury to the first grade team deep in the finals, hey, guess what? Hamlin-Ueli's had some minutes.
Exactly right.
That's what it is. I'm like 99.94% sure that had he been fitter, and not had this injury run, he'd be in our NRL team.
Yeah, well, no.
Fitz has looked at him and just said, mate, you're there when we need you.
Go win a title for Newtown, who will play North Sydney, minor premiers, for a crack at the grand final. A loss, which I don't even want to consider, sees us play probably Penrith because they're flying for a crack at the grand final. So we'll have two shots.
I think Canberra's going to do Penrith.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, well, either way, I will know by then, but I don't want to talk. I don't want to think about it. I want to sit back with my feet up, watch them bash each other next week, and then sit pretty for two grand finals, which would be nice. But the other team who we thought might have been grand final bound have been...
I still think they're grand final bound.
Well, yeah, look, sure, as long as we don't play the Roosters
Well, we probably will play the Roosters
in the grand final.
in the grand final.
Look,
they were absolutely hammered 40-0.
man.
If you watched it, unlucky, and if you didn't watch it, don't.
It was just one of those days. Everything went wrong. It was like us versus Penrith early in the year.
And
So
it was kind of the minute that the game got out of reach, our girls just went into survival mode.
just said see you later.
Yeah.
But they play Brisbane this week. It's pretty much a must win because if we lose, we can go third.
Yeah.
With a game against Tigers. In the
Win
last
this, and you're the mine premiers.
round. Yep. And
You probably play Parramatta.
yeah, maybe, or Newcastle. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah,
Just
Newcastle.
win. Girls, just win. 4 from 4 again this weekend. Please and thank you.
Dan,
Talk to me, Terry.
it's time for some top sport tips.
YLBOT.
Now, it's done and dusted. I am the official top sport champion this year. You and Woody owe me a delicious steak.
Losers. Horrible losers.
I end up on 150 points. You end up on 137.
Look, no one cares about statistics, Terry.
We raised $224, so we'll round up to $225, to which Tristan said that he would match. Yep. We will pop a link up very soon for the viewers to...
Anyone who
jump
can
on
donate
if you
$1,
can, please.
$20,
Yep.
Richie, 10,000, whatever.
All we're asking is that our viewers and our friends and family can match the total amount, if you can.
Together, yeah. And then Richie
we're not
can
asking you to come and put $224 in.
quadruple it.
Put $2 in if you can. Put anything that you can. That would be absolutely great. And then producer Dids will match the total value that we get
Again.
all up, which
Sweet.
is absolutely unreal.
That's good. And
What's that?
gonna
You're going to double it.
Again.
Perfect.
Oh, my word.
Wow. What a man.
4 games, mate. We cannot go wrong this
What an absolute man. Now, no Thursday night football. Actually, there's a women's game.
Yeah, the women are playing. It's the Tigers, though.
Friday night, the Panthers are hosting the Sydney Roosters.
I heard Katzman got a seat.
Hopefully it's on the hill. The Roosters, look, they've been fantastic all year.
They have.
Scraped in against the Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
They get some players back. Tupou's back. Dom Young's back.
Yeah, there's plenty of talent in
Butcher's
this football team.
There is plenty of talent.
I ain't crying no tears for Roosters.
No. Look, Nathan Cleary not
They'll be crying tears. No, Cleary's back. They'll be crying tears this Friday night is my prediction. There's no way they're going to lose their last game at Penrith Park.
Yeah, this is scary.
It is. I think Penrith go, you know that Penrith you've seen the last few weeks? This is the real us. I think they kill the Roosters.
I honestly thought that they would have held Cleary back until the prelim.
Now, it's going to have a week off next week.
Yeah.
So I think he goes whooshka and they beat him by about... Look, it's going to be 14 to 6.
Look, this doesn't count for anything on there, so we can tip the same, but I am picking Penrith to win 13+.
Fair enough.
4 o'clock, Saturday afternoon, the minor premiers, the Melbourne Storm, are hosting the Cronulla Sharks. Now, people are asking about why isn't it the prime time slot, whatever.
Shut up.
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
It's 4 o'clock on Saturday. It's on free to air. Just watch the game.
It's a great game. Plus, you can celebrate and drink and not have to worry about the garbage that follows.
Yeah.
Solved a world problem.
This is like, just whatever. Just whatever. Just enjoy it. Melbourne in their home stadium against the Sharks. Sharks have gone down there and won before. Both teams didn't have their full talent to pick from. Both teams fit.
Yep.
Ready to go. Based on last week, we're going to have to keep the jinx going though.
That's fine. Go
tipping the Storm.
you, Melbourne.
I'm tipping the Storm. You got the Sharks.
Okay, do I?
Yeah.
Yep, Cronulla then, yeah.
Yeah. You pick the Sharks.
Whatever you said, I'll do. I'll
Just tip them.
Go Cronulla. This is going to be a fun game.
This is going to be a fun game. I think this next game is going to be really fun as well. What is it?
Sure. The Cowboys in Newcastle.
8 o'clock up at Country Bank Stadium. The Cowboys are taking on the Knights. It's going to be a fun game.
I think genuinely it will be. You got 2 superstar fullbacks. Mm-hmm. One who doesn't get anywhere near the attention he should, and one that gets probably too much attention.
Mm-hmm. Look, Newcastle just have this habit of getting into the finals, right? And Adam O'Brien seems to be the coach that cops so much grief every year.
Yeah.
He's made the finals 4 out of 5 years.
Yeah, someone said that he's the worst coach in the game and keeps making finals.
Yeah. Now, he doesn't have a huge talent pool to pick from, and it's really hard to recruit people to come and play in Newcastle. Yeah. Somehow he's still doing it.
Look,
that Kalen Ponga's a pretty handy footballer.
Not bad.
They've stumbled upon a halves combination that's working for them in Phoenix Crossland and Jack Cogger. They've done what we said that they should do many, many moons ago, and that is move Tyson Gamble to the bench, although I still think his best position's at lock.
Yep, fair enough.
Jackson Hastings is completely out of the team.
Well, that makes sense.
And Jaden Brayley's playing okay football.
Brayley's playing okay. Adam Elliott's playing lights out. Mm-hmm. Bradman Best is back and looking
I was just about to say, how much better... It's like us with Jesse Ramian. Yeah. How much better do the Knights look with someone who... You just give him the ball and he makes 15 metres.
He's a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
He's that. Where Dane Gagai is actually... I rate Gagai a lot higher than most. But you go to Bradman Best and the defence think, uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Even if he's 10 metres out and he's in the corner, you're like, uh-oh, he could break here. And he more often than does that.
He's one of the only centres in the game, and I'll put him in a crop of 5. Now, I'm not saying that these are the elites, right? Well, they pretty much are. There's Best, there's Farnworth, there's Manu, there's Crichton, there's Ramian.
Yeah, it's 5 good.
Those 5 centres, every time they get the ball, there's at least 8 players on the opposition turning around going, Ramian's got the ball, Crichton's got the ball, Best's got the ball.
Yep. It's a good crop.
A tough game to tip if you're an idiot. I'm going with Cowboys.
Yeah, I think 900,000 screaming Cowboys are going to get them home. I think
I would love Newcastle to win this game.
The upset would be great, and it's better if results go the way we think.
If ever there was an upset, it's this game.
Yeah, I just...
Or the Sharks.
Definitely the Sharks. Look, it's Kalen Ponga versus the world. That's unfortunately out, because if Tom Dearden doesn't play particularly well, Scott Drinkwater will, and if he doesn't, then Reece Robson will. If Ponga doesn't play well, then what?
Yep.
So, the Cowboys for me.
Yeah, Cowboys. And 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, the NRL conspiracy theorists are out. Ever since they dropped that article that says if the Dogs don't get a home final, that the NRL lose $1 million.
Yep.
All of a sudden, Dogs got a home final, the NRL make their $1 million.
Yeah.
The Dogs are hosting Manly. Now, two teams coming off embarrassing losses.
True.
Manly were bad. The Dogs were putrid.
The Dogs were bad.
They didn't have Matt Burton.
Yeah, well, I think you could add 11 Matt Burtons and they were still getting flogged. Can I be really controversial?
Please.
This is a game of the round for me. This is the one I'm most looking forward to. There's going to be 60,000 people
They
there.
only played a couple of weeks ago.
They did. And it was a cracker.
And it was an absolute belter. Manly
It was so good.
at a core stadium.
Yep, and they just got him late. Luke Brooks, masterclass. Don't say that often. His first game, will he wilt under the pressure? Or because he's got like 400 games, will he go out there and be best on ground? I'm super, super excited for this because win, lose or draw, it doesn't matter for us being Sharks fans, but the spectacle on this. There'll be 60,000 fans. And Manly fans have taken it very personally that the Dogs are like, oh, you don't travel, blah, blah, blah. Like 2 weeks ago, they had like 15,000 there. Don't stir Manly up.
Yeah.
We know better. You talk shit about them after you beat them at Brookvale 3 times in a row, not before. So there's some free advice. This would be great. I'm tipping Manly.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything towards the tipping comp this year, but why not? I'll go against you. I'll take the Dogs. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, Finals Edition. Brought to you by the good people at Top Sport. Don't forget to like and subscribe everywhere you can. Please.
Yeah, please. Like, don't make me beg you.
We are begging.
Yeah, a little bit of, well, not personal news, but anyone who's watching this, please stick around. It's in a couple hours. The prestigious Toby R's are going live on Rugby League Outlaws YouTube channel. And to say this is the biggest night in Rugby League history, I think it's underselling it.
It's underselling it. Now, we're going to have a full rundown of the previous winners because I've gone back through the archives. I found it all.
Oh, nice.
I found everything. I didn't make any of it up.
No, good. Definitely.
Going back to 2018 when they were the Matty M's.
Ah, there you go.
I found it. Found it all.
It's going to be classic. I'm excited. And so's this little fella right here. One more crack at Tigers fans.